How many of we need to live here right now? Now, who knows, to get out of this suffering that has no redemption in it. We suffer from suffering. We live for living. We are living in half. We are living as if we were just. We are making life only a half experience. They say that in China there is a river called the Yellow River, unlike other rivers, because this river ends before it dies. You might ask me like this, but Father, what is the difference between ending and dying? It's not the same thing. No. When we die, we actually enter a new perspective of life. Isn't that how we believe it? So we don't end. We are still in eternity. Death is just a moment of transformation. We become something else. We enter another perspective. We enter another reality. And the river dies in the sea. That is, it is no longer fresh water to mix in salty waters. So what was Rio dies in the sea, that is, turned into sea. The water does not dry. It mixes in the others. And the Yellow River, this river of China, it has no strength to reach the sea, so it does not die. It ends. It will dry. It has no strength to go further. It does not reach its final destination. And you see that the remansion of the waters of a river has no other meaning if it does not lead it to die in its final destination. That is not a sad thing. Death is not a disastrous event for the Christian. Also for the river, it is not. To die at sea is to reach the final destination, the long-awaited destination. The movement of the waters wants nothing but to launch it to its final destination. You see that a river, it is only able to reach the sea as it has tributaries. This is as he has other rivers who join him, where he is not alone. Because alone he dies. He ends before he died. Alone, he does not reach the final destination. How many of us don't risk this Yellow King either? The expression itself says, right? There in Minas, when we are not there, this half yellow. And that yellow smile we talk, right? Dull, lifeless. You have a yellow smile today. That is, it's a smile that is ending. It doesn't even start. It's over. Looks like just smiling by. It's over. Now the smile, when he is indeed, he dies in joy. He may end up, but he is not over. He died, that is, turned, lit his eyes. The smile indeed, the real smile, is the one who illuminates his eyes. Do you notice when the smile is a liar? That's when he is just in his mouth. Then he is yellow. Now when the smile is able to overcome the limits of the mouth, it illuminate your eyes. And then you don't even have to keep your teeth hanging. We look at you, and we already realize that there is a smile in your eyes. A word we can understand wrong. Now you can never tell me, Father Fabio, I didn't understand the way you looked at me, because the gaze dispenses with words. When we look, we don't have to say anything. A look doesn't deceive. A smile. Yes. A word. Yes. There is no mistake in the eyes. And so, the look is perhaps the language of the silent. Those who don't have to say much to communicate. You, when you look at your child, you know very well what you are saying. When you look at your child, you can recognize in him what he is telling you. A single look in the midst of so many voices that condemned becomes able to rise. To get up. A single look is able to rise someone who has fallen. I would very much like, deep in my heart, that today this look of Jesus could find us too. Maybe we have the courage to get up and not end. Who knows, for a new hope to take over our heart, so that we can wait for death, which is precisely the moment of our transformation. Because knowing how to live, we will surely know how to die. Today is the time. Today is life. Life was not yesterday. What was yesterday no longer has decision power over us. Can even influence, but it's not decisive anymore because it's over. Now, Today is the day to look. Today is the day to find out that there is still a way. Today is the day to decide. Who knows how to look for a tributary? If you are a river that is very without water today, if today you don't have much water to reach the final destination, look for the tributaries. We can only reach the end if we have tributaries, if God is helping to go through others, if other people are entering our history. If we hold on to the other, in fact, responsibly, not to point out what was wrong. How many children are there? How many weddings ending up Yellow River? Do you know why? Because water is lacking to bring to the end. And waters are words that will help us win slowly, which will help us overcome obstacles. Water are words that are often given and delivered without any phrase in the mouth, but with looks that cheer us to overcome the first moment in history. Bless today those who are able to seek their tributaries, to seek a good influence on life, to overcome this moment of pain, to overcome this moment of sadness, and to find out that there is already a happiness. That today life can be new to us. That today life can happen beautifully in our history. Because Jesus is here. Jesus is the certainty that we still have a solution. I know that we often give up of ourselves, right? I know that we often look at him and there is no way. This beak is too fallen, so there's no problem. Another is born. Just have the courage to tear it out. It is better to be an eagle without nozzle, but knowing that another is growing. That being an eagle with a beak that is big, but is for nothing. If there is one thing that is difficult in life is to experience mercy on the weak side. Trying mercy on the strong side is great. It is great to give advice. It is great to give money to those who are poor. It is very good to help those who need. This is wonderful. It is almost a vanity to be merciful. I want to see is that we discover the grace and joy of living mercy by the weak side. When I have to take over here in this story, I am needy. It is shameful many times we open our hearts and say, today, who needs help is me. Because I'm ending. My claws are no longer for anything but to hurt. I can't get anything good in the world. I will. And everything I take is just carrion. I can't get anything alive because I no longer have the strength to remove life. I can no longer feed because I am no longer able to have conditions. Skill. Then we live in the carrion. We live cultivating the dead. We live in the past. We live in disappointment. And we do not experience. No proves the beauty on the other side. Do you know when you become able to find out? When you look at a cloth and say, wow, it's funny. The inside out is beautiful too. It is almost to use on both sides. Only you need to see and find out the grace to look inside out. Look at your sadness, for example, inside out. The sadness inside out is always a joy being prepared. The breakup of inside out had to break that relationship that hurt you, which brought pain, which brought suffering. You look inside out and you find out, wow, it's my liberation. The suffering of the break is my liberation. Boyfriends and girlfriends who have been hurting for years and years and years and have no courage to break, do not have the courage to end. Friendships that are sometimes destroying us, addictions that are destroying us. Look inside out the suffering of the break and you discover your release. See humiliation on the inside out. You did it. Before it was impossible to forgive, but now, lending the heart of Jesus, it becomes easier. Because the heart of Jesus will move me, it turns me on, and I am becoming different. Because the transformation is coming to me. Are you seeing badly? Can't you know how to see joy in sadness? You don't know how to see the victory in training, in the suffering of those 5 minutes. Ask God for his glasses. But I thought you so ugly before, funny. I couldn't stand that way of talking. Now with the glasses of Jesus, I see you differently. I saw you with so much prejudice, my God from heaven. I thought you a vulgar man, Suddenly, I put the eyes of Jesus and see you in a different way. I didn't have the slightest patience with you. And now, with the glasses of Jesus, I see you in a way. It looks like it has changed. And sometimes it's the same way. What changed was your way of seeing. Look at your hands. Hands that have so many times worked, and hands that have so many times stopped doing nothing. This is our life. And think that in these hands, God decided to put your happiness. The present is there, only that is wrapped. It is necessary to have the courage to open the package. And inside this box, God has put a pair of glasses. This is your gift so you can put today and can see a different world. As we conclude this spiritual exploration on Path of Faith, we invite you to engage with us by leaving your comments, liking this video, sharing it with others, and subscribing to our channel for regular doses of uplifting messages.